Whether your beer is in a bottle, can, or glass, kick back and relax. It's Better on Draft.
Hello and welcome to Better on Draft episode. Well, there is no number for this episode, but episode GABF 2025 Tasting Flight is what I titled it. With me is Wendy. Hey, Wendy, what are you drinking?
Hi, I am drinking on Evil Twin Brewing Company's our most popular pumpkin ale. I'm not going to lie, this is probably a pumpkin ale that I hate least of all the pumpkin ales.
It's such a short name for Evil Twin.
I know. Our most popular pumpkin ale. And it really actually tastes like more pumpkin than pumpkin spice, which is why I like it much better than all the other pumpkin ones I've tried lately.
I want to run this by you because yesterday my daughter made pumpkin mac and cheese. It's got roasted Brussels sprouts and broccoli in it as well. And one of my friend's reactions was gross. I'm just curious, is that a normal reaction or is it just because he doesn't like vegetables?
I think it's because he doesn't like vegetables. Because I made pumpkin risotto and it was delicious.
Oh, I love pumpkin
with fresh
risotto.
Pumpkin. Did she make it with fresh pumpkin?
No, it was canned pumpkin.
Oh, well, I mean,
this is really the time of year to use a fresh pumpkin, but it's so much more work.
It truly is. I want to make a pumpkin dump cake because I have 3 pie pumpkins left. And, my birthday is tomorrow. So
right.
I want to make a pumpkin dump cake for my birthday. And I'm going to have to bake the pumpkin, then puree it, then bake the cake. So, but
yes,
I like the fresh pumpkin.
It can be worth it, especially, when you're treating yourself. So
the canned pumpkin works well too in a pinch. Like it's not
right
as long as it's not pumpkin pie filling.
Yeah,
I think that's probably he thought was yuck is that it was pumpkin pie flavored mac and cheese, and that's probably not what it was like at all.
That is not what it was like at all, and I would not be surprised if that was why the reaction happened. Yeah, that's possible. Anyway, I had some leftovers of it today for lunch because it's so
Sounds
good.
Delicious.
And as to what I'm drinking, to get back to the beer, I have a chocolate hazelnuts from Shorts because of the Shorts tap takeover nearby, 20% off growlers. So I brought a growler of it home.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Oh, it's so thick and chocolatey.
Speaking of Shorts, I heard they won a medal at GABF.
Oh, yeah? Should we talk about GABF?
I think we should.
Let's do that.
You want to go first? How did Indiana do?
They did well. I have a bit of an intro written up. I'm ready to read. Some of it is from the GABF press release and all, but to catch people up, because I'm sure there's got to be at least one listener out there, right, who doesn't know what GABF is or isn't as excited about it.
That's probably true.
Yeah, so the Great American Beer Festival, also known as GABF, is the premier U.S. beverage alcohol festival and competition. Again, they wrote this, but I think that's kind of on par.
Fair.
Yeah. GABF brings together the makers and beverages that make the U.S. the world's greatest brewing nation. It was founded in 1982 and has been growing and evolving ever since. It's now listed as one of the top 1,000 places in the U.S. to visit before you die and is ranked among the best beer festivals in the United States. Okay, so there's lots of samples and things. It's an interesting setup. I haven't been, so I'm talking from what I've gleaned. But it's an interesting setup with the show floor that you get to go taste samples from the attendees. And then there also is a judging session going on kind of at the same time, overlapping it, that you may or may not be in. And then that leads to the medals, which is generally what we talk about GABF, at least after the fact. So,
or during the fact.
The fact.
My favorite part of GABF is watching all the stuff come through from all of our brewery friends and beer fanatics that are there and posting all the information that in live time. I love it. It keeps me glued to my phone probably for at least a couple days.
It is definitely exciting from our beer friends who are in the industry, our beer friends who just drink beer like us. And the excitement they're having, the things they're getting up to, the whatever they have found that excites them and they feel like sharing. Yes.
Yes.
So let's see. This year, for the awards, there were 273 breweries and cideries that took home 347 medals. There were 250 judges, which is kind of nice, and 8,315 beer and cider entries. So I have up on the screen, for those who are watching the screen, some more statistics. Lists are fun to read, but we're not going to read a list on the air.
We appreciate that.
Yes. But Wendy, how did Michigan do?
Michigan did great. I just want to point out that that's 33.26 beers that those judges had to try a piece in order to judge all of those categories. And
So
I'm sure they did it by category, so it's probably not every judge did 33
right.
and a quarter, but
We've
it's a lot of beer to try.
We've talked to judges before. I don't know that we've ever gotten into the mechanics of how the judging session works. And I think that we probably should at some point.
Yeah, I would be very interested to hear that.
I know
also how they got to be a judge.
Yeah, that's and a judge at something like GABF or the World Beer Cup or the Craft Brewers Conference. Well, I guess that's the World Beer Cup. Yeah, what all transpired, and then how does that work? Do they have to wear long black robes and a mask, or a hood?
Do they have a fancy name tag that says judge when they're walking around, or
right,
so that people can butter them up, or do they?
Yeah, do they get to?
Are they hidden away in secrecy the whole time until the competition part is done?
Do they have to stay off the show floor and not drink any other beers? I don't know.
Oh, that would. Yeah. I mean, still 33 beers. That's a pretty decent day.
I will say at the Craft Brewers Conference, my friend Greg, who has been on the show and who I was walking around the conference with, introduced me to a couple beer judges who were walking around on the show floor, and they would have been drinking beer, I assume. I don't actually remember. That's, not something that I really paid attention to, who was drinking and who wasn't.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that it would matter to me if they were or not.
Right.
Because they're going to know what beer they like and what they don't anyways. Yeah. And they're really not actually judging it based on whether they like it or not. They're judging it based on whether it fits the style appropriately.
Yep.
So Michigan,
yes.
We fared pretty well. We got 3 golds, 3 silvers, and a bronze.
That is pretty good.
So I'm pretty happy with that. Mitten Brewing Company and Urban Rest out of Ferndale here by me, and Lake Time Brewing got gold medals. Redwood over in Flint, Shorts, of course, in Bel Air, and Haymarket Brewing in Bridgman. Bridgman had a couple that showed up in there. They got silvers, and Brewery 424. I better double check. I always mess that up.
Yeah.
I always screw that one up because
the numbers.
I just want to say 242, but I know that it's opposite, so I always have to double check it. They got a bronze for their coffee beer.
Okay.
So Bridgman, Lake Time Brewing and Spirits, and Haymarket are both in Bridgman. So they had a pretty good showing there. Do we want to know what they got them for?
Sure.
Mitten Brewing Company got it for their Oktoberfest in the American Amber Lager category.
That would have been the Mr. Oktoberfest, right?
Yep, Mr. Oktoberfest. That's a damn good beer, too.
I had one of those, and I guess that would have been August, September, right around Labor Day.
Yep. Urban Rest got a gold for their Kaiser, which is an American Pilsner. Elk Rapids Shorts Brewing Company, their Hot Loins, got a silver for experimental beer.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of the stuff that Shorts would put in would actually go under experimental beer.
Yeah.
Redwood Brewing Company for Sabrina got a silver for their Belgian style or French style specialty ale. My parents just brought me back something from them. Lake Time Brewing and Spirits, their astronaut sauce got gold for their American Belgio style ale.
Okay.
Haymarket Brewing Company got a silver for their Baltic Porter in the strong porter category. And of course, Brewery 424, I'm really proud of them. Got a Inappropriate Puns, their coffee beer, got a bronze.
That's a great name too.
Yes. So they're a fantastic brewery. I love the owners there. Beer is good every time I go. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of our peeps here in Michigan. It was awesome to see it go through.
Nice.
Well, how about Indiana?
Yeah, Indiana, we got 6 awards, 3 gold, 3 bronze. And really it is centered around Indianapolis. So the one that I have at the top of the list is a gold in the Bock category for Billy Goat Bock from Danny Boy. Danny Boy is a brewery in, I'm going to say Carmel. It might be Clay. Neither of those might mean anything to people outside of Indianapolis, but the north side of Indianapolis.
I do. I know what it means.
Okay, excellent.
I've actually been to Danny Boy, so.
Yeah, so, and it's right near DV8. I have biked there, and I have biked from there to DV8 before. I've also gone up there by car and some other ways. They're a pretty nice facility. They're a fun visit, and the staff has always been wonderful, and the beer has always been good.
So I went, my one experience at Danny Boy, we went and they were, I don't know what happened, but they were definitely understaffed for how busy they were. And those servers seriously kicked ass. Like I have never, there's only been a couple other times where I can say I've saw a team of servers work together so well to get people taken care of.
Yeah.
The other time was also at a brewery, come to think of it.
They're in an interesting location. It's quite residential with like this little commercial strip down the middle. But I enjoy visiting them. I don't visit them often. Let's see. The second one I have on my list is a bronze medal for Sun King Brewing. It's for a chili beer called Keller Blaze. They make I'm going to say it's a house beer. It's usually on tap, called Keller Haze, which is a nice, I'm going to say simple, lightish ale. So like a Keller beer, probably is a Keller beer. But this is their chili beer, and I don't think I've had this one, so I'm going to have to keep an eye out for it. It was just at Sun King last weekend. Oh, I should tell you about my trip to Sun King last weekend, because I got I didn't. My friend got a tasting flight of 4 different Oktoberfests, all from Sun King. They had the base one. They had one with, the one I'm remembering is that they had one with maple syrup in it. That one was so good. It was just so good. And I really can't remember the other 2 flavorings they did. One was a Black Forest cake inspired. So it had like cherries and stuff, cherries and chocolate. So good. That one was my favorite of the 4 that he got. So I did help him with his flight a little.
I feel like that sounds amazing, but it also kind of wars with my vision of Oktoberfest.
Right. The great thing about Oktoberfest beers is that they're these pure things.
Yes. Like that's not right, whatever it's called. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't say it today.
Yeah. I don't think I did it right, but it's close enough. These Sun King Fishers, there's a bit of a story there too. They got a bronze for a chocolate beer called Ouija Heavy, the chocolate edition. I've not had that one either. Sun King has 2 production facilities. They've got the one downtown, which is huge, and they've got the one in Fishers, which also is huge. And that kind of came about because of weird Indiana laws. Well, they're not that weird, but this one just had to do with production sizes. Once you cross a certain threshold, you have to pay more in taxes and all that stuff. So while they were lobbying to get that law changed, because that break point was kind of low for they really don't distribute much outside of the state, or they definitely didn't at the time. So it was kind of low for an in-state distributing brewery. So they were going to create a second production facility, which they did, and name it Sun King Fishers, doing business as Sun King. And then it's two different businesses that each have their own barrelage, their own licensing and all that stuff. So that's what was going on, but then the law changed. And I don't know how far along that all got or, what happened there. Anyway, we all benefit because now we have Sun King and Sun King Fishers, and they both do experimental stuff, and they both put their beers on each other's tap lists at the tasting rooms. So we just kind of benefit in general. Let's see, the fourth one on my list. I love lists. I'm actually going to do, okay, so the last three are all from Taxman Brewing because I ordered them by brewery name. They got a gold for their Belgian double for their deduction. They got a bronze for their Belgian strong specialty that is qualified. And I want to point out that both of those are essentially house beers. And so if you're winning medals regularly on your house beers, that's, a good visit. You're at least doing it to the judging style.
Right.
And then they got a gold medal in a wood and barrel aged strong for In the Black, which I'm not sure if I've had. I don't think I've seen it distributed. And I unfortunately have not been to a Taxman in a little while, and I may have to remedy that. But that was their barrel aged beer. So Taxman did well. Technically, they're not in Indianapolis, although they have two tasting rooms in the Indianapolis area. Bargersville is south of Indianapolis, but it's not that far south. So I'll claim them. I'll say that all of those were basically Indianapolis breweries. Did you see other things in there that caught your eye?
I did. I actually was going through the list. Like I said, part of the fun that I have in GABF is seeing the stuff come up in my Facebook feed and my TikToks and my reels, whatever, of people that are at GABF. And one that came up quite a bit, Fast Friends Beer Company in Austin, Texas. I've been following Sarah Perez for a couple years now. I'm not even sure, like 4 years. Just watching the progress in the beer industry. And they got, I didn't write down what it was that they got. They got
at least a medal.
They got a medal. They got a bronze for, hang on one second.
Yeah. You'll find it. I'm going to scroll down
this this list, man. I wish I'd have just pulled up the actual spreadsheet because then I could have found it easier. Fast Friends Brewing is in Austin, Texas.
I had found a page that let you filter by state, and I was using that, and then I closed my browser, and I did not find that page again.
So I have it, but it's a list still. Okay, yeah. So their Red Giant got a bronze for their strong red ale. And I was just really excited to see how excited she was on her page and to see all of that come through. I'm hoping that we will have them on the show soon. Fast Friends, the group behind them, for making that beer happen. Creature Comforts, I'm a huge fan of Tropicalia. Yeah. They wanted gold for their Belgian fruit beer. I have been there. I think their beer is amazing in Athens, Georgia. Monday Night Brewing, I have a Planes, Trains, and Automobiles story about going to Monday Night. I think it was the Garage is what they call it. Maybe it's not the Garage. Maybe it's the other one. But it was, by the time I got there, I was like, just give me any beer. I just need a beer, please.
One of those trips.
But they wanted gold for their chocolate beer and a silver for their specialty Saison, which doesn't surprise me because I had that chocolate beer before. I don't remember what it was called off the top of my head, but it was delicious. And the specialty Saison, their Saisons are amazing. So it really doesn't surprise me. Recently, I was in Minneapolis and I went to Northbound Smokehouse and Brew Pub, which they got a gold for their Eisbach, which was not on when I was there, which really bums me out because I would have loved to try that. And then Praya's got a silver for their Belgian fruit beer, also from Minneapolis. I thought it was interesting that both of those won something when I had been there within the last couple months.
Yeah.
Tulsa in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Neff Brewing Company got a gold for their gluten-free beer. Now, all of their beer is gluten-free. It's a gluten-free restaurant, which came in really handy because I have friends that were with me that were gluten-free. So we were able to get them to a brewery that they could enjoy and partake with the rest of us. So I really appreciated that. And their beer and their food were amazing. So I would definitely say go give them a try if you are in Tulsa. And of course, we got to talk about Allagash. Because, anytime I go someplace that sells Allagash, I will pick up the Belgian Triple, which won gold for like the 100th year in a row.
Yeah.
For the Belgian Triple. It is such a good beer. Like I can't argue with it, but I'm like, oh, I feel like give somebody else a chance.
Yeah.
They also won for their Allagash Lager, which is in the international style Pilsner category. So,
well, hopefully they have a strong wall to keep putting all those medals on.
Right. So, and don't worry, Allagash, I'll keep buying them. Every chance I get, even though you don't sell it in Michigan.
Yeah. I want to bring up that Caboose Brewing in Virginia got 2 medals. The link there, well, first of all, I was there in February, but the link there is that we talked to Brian Koch of Phantom Canyon, and that was the brewery he was at before. I don't think he can take credit for those medals because he hasn't been there for more than a year, but still.
It is nice to
we talked to him at
stomping grounds.
We talked to him on episode 376 if anybody wants to go listen to that or re-listen to that. Distill in Normal, Illinois has been a staple of mine. That was the brewery. They make some great sours, and that was the brewery that my son discovered he liked sours. I think he knew he liked sours before he had theirs, but he found theirs to be really easy to find, and so he drank a ton of their sours until he found another brewery that he could get sours from too. But they got a gold for their juicy or hazy IPA with their tour bus double dry hopped, and I have picked up that mix pack because it's usually at a good price point, and it has several good IPA-ish beers in it. So that's a pretty good mix pack, and I do like that tour bus double dry hop. I thought this was interesting. I mean, it's not new anymore, but the hoppy non-alcoholic beer, Athletic got a silver for that for their Run Wild. And I did try a mix 6 of the Athletic, or it might have been a mix 4 of the Athletic beers, and I thought that was a pretty decent beer. Like, I enjoyed it. No. But what I was most excited about, I grew up in Cincinnati. Cincinnati did really, really well. They had, let's see, so of Cincinnati and surrounding areas, they had Brink, Narrow Path, Rheingeist, who I think we've all heard of, Street Side, and Third Eye all got awards. I did not write down which awards they got. Third Eye actually got a ton of awards, and I usually bring some of their beer back when I'm in Cincinnati. I plan to pick some up at the end of November. It's just they make good beers. But they won, one of the awards that they won was on the collab category. And they won that with Municipal Brew Works, which is a tiny little brewery out of Hamilton, Ohio, north of Cincinnati, really close to my parents. So I've been there many times. So I was excited to see them on the list at all. But that was with their Route 4 Revive Ale. So Cincinnati looks like a good place to do a beer trip, huh?
It does. It always does, though.
It does. So. Yeah, a couple of those places or other breweries or bars along the way are on the trolley line, the free trolley line in downtown Cincinnati too. So it can be.
Hang on 1 second. I have to go close the door again.
Yes. How Wendy does that. We may have heard her grandma in the background. That is, so those were the notes that I had. Again, that was 273 breweries and cideries took home 347 medals. There were so many breweries and cideries that entered that I'm sure made spectacular beer. Just didn't win in their category. As Wendy said before, these categories are written to very specific specifications, usually sometimes overlapping, often overlapping specifications, and that is what the judges are judging against. They're not judging to say this is a great beer. They're saying this is a beer that is brewed to this style. So, Wendy, what do you think about next year?
Next year, I would really like to go. It's the same thing I said last year.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping that I can get there.
I'm with you. So I said I haven't been. I really want to go next year. The dates for next year for any other people who may want to go are October 8 to 10. And if you're just gonna push it off another year like the Cubs' wins, then October 7 to 9 is the 2027 dates.
So, nope, 2026 is going to be my year. I know it.
I think 2026, and it would be great if we both go and can do a show there somehow.
That would be awesome. There's
Yeah.
so many things to do around because I was there leading up to Beer Week for a conference that I was at. And there were so many cool events that I could have gone to if I hadn't been at that conference.
It's like I was at a work conference in Las Vegas very early in my career, and I got there a day early, and the what is it, Adult Entertainment Awards were just wrapping up. There was a lot going on.
I guess.
Yeah, probably different from the beer experience, though.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Maybe. But it would be good, and then we could finally get to Berkeley Alley because they were fun to talk to.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I want to go there so bad.
Yeah.
There's a couple other places that I really enjoyed when I was in Denver, and there's a lot that I didn't get to. Like, I was there for a week and I didn't get to a lot of places. So
it's another one. Denver's a good beer city, but I feel like the breweries are spread out for the most part. There used to be a good strip downtown near the ballpark. It had Breckenridge and I think a couple other breweries, but I don't think they're all still in that location. But yeah, it's such a great beer town.
yeah, there were a couple neighborhoods. I also went to, when I was in Denver, I also went to a sake house that one of the owners was from Michigan.
Ah.
So I thought that was really cool because I had just taken a sake class.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I'm all about this. Let's go here.
And sake it's really similar to beer brewing, making the sake is. So it's more similar than making cider.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess I do want to point out that the GABF did expand beyond beer back in 2023. I know we had mentioned it on air as one of our news shows around that time, just deciding how what that meant and how that felt. I did not check if sake is one of the new beverage categories.
I feel like it should be, but it also could just have its own awards.
Yeah, true.
You know,
I don't know.
Like, they didn't add wine to. I
did not look at the other beverages. I'm still feeling kind of a purist. I don't know if anyone's been following the Untapped news where they suddenly dropped all of these new styles, like just hundreds of new styles. I guess we can get to level 70 on the Wheel of Styles, I think is what I saw someone got us.
What is that? Like, what kind of styles? I guess I'm curious.
Yeah, so
styles that are traditionally.
Well, we'll start with what I thought was a hilarious comment in the moderator chatter was when one of the moderators said they had just merged Coke Zero for the first time. So that is one style that is in there is soda. But other ones include bourbon, which I'm not against that being in there. It's still different from beer, but a bourbon tracking app I have heard frequently requested, and I'm not aware of one existing, but I know that bourbon drinkers like to keep track of which bourbons they've tried, how they felt about them, even down to the year. That is one that vintages can matter more on. Wines, I mean, you name it. They pretty much liquid beverage is there. I don't know if sports drink made it into the cut. I haven't really delved into it. I'm mostly choosing to ignore it because I'm a purist. You're on mute.
Whatever. Do you think they did that because of that Beer Buddy app that came out?
I am not familiar with the Beer Buddy app.
So the Beer Buddy app is basically it's an app where you post every time you're having a drink,
Okay.
which to me is kind of scary.
Yeah.
But I think that people shouldn't want to do that. But I haven't actually used it yet. I just downloaded it because my friends use it. So I just downloaded it. I thought I'd check it out.
Yeah.
But
Be
you can
interested
check in
to
anything you're drinking.
Okay. Be interested. Well, but it's called Beer Buddy. It'll
Right.
be interesting to hear how that works. But no, I'm not familiar with that. My suspicion is they did it for this probably the same or similar reason that GABF added beverages, more beverage styles, and that is just that the craft beer industry is smaller,
Right.
and so I mean you got to make your monies. So I think that was
That
probably
makes sense.
part of it, and it's hard to fault them for it. It's just it does feel like it was a beer community app. It had cider, it had root beer was on there as long as a brewery brewed it. It had some weird things. I don't think it did vintages or variants super well, but at least they were on there and people could use it and we could make it work. But it feels like it's different now. That's all.
Right. I actually haven't been on Untapped in a little while. I should probably go in and update some of my stuff because
See, and I think
your reviews.
I think that's a lot of why they would make such a drastic change too. It's just users stop using it. Like we've stopped. I feel like we've stopped chasing beers. Definitely not the way we did 10 years ago.
Yeah, I definitely have stopped chasing beers. I stopped cellaring beers. I actually cleaned out my beer cellar and made it a canned good closet. So
I still cellar beers occasionally, but definitely not like I used to. I got the new Kirkland vintage ales and stuck a few of them down there.
Yeah, I have a few. I have a box of them that I kept, but that I'm still going through a little bit at a time. But it's not a thing. I'm not buying bulk in beer. I'm going once a week and getting the stuff I need for the week to do the show and taste different things and to do beer reviews. But other than that, I'm just not bulk buying like I was, with the exception of, because it's coming up, Mad Elf.
Yeah.
Because I have to go to another state to get it. So that I will buy in bulk so that I have enough to make it through the holidays.
Yeah. The Trogs one. It's so good.
They still haven't responded back to be on the show either.
Oh, man.
I'm going to bring it up every chance I get.
Maybe that's a trip we make. But you should be able to find that in Ohio. You can at least get it from Jungle Jim's.
No, I just go right over to Toledo to get it.
Yeah, okay. That's much closer than going all the way
I got
down
my
to
little
Cincinnati.
honey hole in Toledo that I drive to. At least I probably go there once every few months just to pick up stuff that I can't get here. And I definitely go in October, it'll be early November this time to pick up the Mad Elf.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say about them?
They're awesome.
But yes, they're awesome.
Yeah. I have a short trip to Wisconsin coming up that I am quite looking forward to because I'm getting low on New Glarus beers.
If they have any Fat Squirrel, grab me some.
All right. That is a good one. It should be about the season for Road Slush to come out too, and I quite like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of New Glarus that I don't like, to be honest.
Right. Right.
Like, there's a reason that Wisconsin is like the #1 drinking state.
I did see that they won a beer. I did not write it down, but it was one of their vintage ales that they won it for.
Yes.
So,
in the fruited beer category, which they excel at.
Oh my goodness. It's so good.
So I had a friend that was like, I don't understand why everybody thinks Wisconsin are such big drinkers. I'm like, the number one producer of craft beer in the world is from is from Wisconsin, and they only distribute in Wisconsin.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, there's a lot of people buying their beer.
Yeah, there used to be a bunch of statistics that I could remember. I'd like to throw them at my family, but like I want to say La Crosse, Wisconsin has the most bars per capita, something like that. But yeah, they've taken drinking to a new level.
They oh crap, I don't even know.
Yeah. All right.
It's been one of those days. It is the last day of my 40s.
Yep, that's right.
The last day of my 40s.
Is the 50s senility hitting in?
Well, that is called a perimenopause brain, and yes, that is
Okay.
been going for a little while. Every now and then I'm like, I'll be in the middle of a sentence and completely forget what I was talking about. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm like, all right.
I turned 50 in May, so you get to tease me leading up to that.
So, but I will be on a cruise next week. That is what I am doing to celebrate my 50th birthday. We are going to Boston. We're going to start in Boston.
Okay,
I'm
starting.
going to head to Treehouse tomorrow to hit one of my bucket list breweries. I think I'm also going to try and hit Trillium because I didn't make it there.
Yeah, you got it.
They've got the beer garden open over by the stadium.
Okay,
And there is
that's the one I went
nothing
to.
going on at the stadium tomorrow.
Nice.
I looked it up to make sure that there was no concert or no baseball game or anything, to make sure that if I go there, that I won't be like surrounded by a million people.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to hit both those places.
Excellent.
As long as the plane gets there on time.
Well, yeah,
I'm hoping there's no delays with that.
And since it's before your cruise, you can't really just put all your beers on the plane to get home either.
No, I can't. I'm really bummed that I'm going to Treehouse and I can't bring beer home.
Yeah.
But I really just want to go and try the beer. So, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
And at a couple of the stops that we're going to be at on the cruise, I'm going to head to some breweries there. Right now, I'm hoping that Bermuda fares well with Melissa because it's kind of on the coast. They're expecting a little bit. It's not supposed to hit it full on, but they're expecting some issues from it. So I'm hoping that it fares well and we don't have to miss that stop because I have quite the day planned there. And then a couple other breweries along and a couple other spots. And then I'm going on a brewery tour in Puerto Rico.
Oh, nice.
So I'm really excited about that. We should be able to I'm hoping that I'll get some people to come on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. Love to talk to people in places I want to visit.
Right? Me too. I love to talk to people in places I have visited.
That too, yeah. Yeah.
I like both, to be honest.
All right. Well, I have nothing coming up. I will remind people that we have a show on the 14th with Broken Clock Brewing Cooperative. And then we have another show on the 28th. That is our Black Friday show. We will be talking to an author. She writes books, fiction based around the beer industry and prohibition and things like that. So I think that'll be a fun conversation, a little different from what we normally do. It'll be a nice way to shake things up.
Awesome. I can't wait.
I think that's all I've got, though. You got anything else, Wendy?
I don't.
All right. Well, then I guess we will end this show like we end every show and say, whatever you think of your beer, we think it's better on draft.
Cheers.